Naval aviators parachuted to safety Sunday after two fighter jets collided during an air show. It happened near Mountain Home Air Force Base in Idaho, Reed Binion reports.
A road closure, a smoking field, and a massive burn scar. The aftermath of a fiery crash during an air show in Idaho Sunday, about 2 miles from Mountain Home Air Force Base, roughly 50 miles southeast of Boise. That explosion on the ground occurring moments after two fighter jets collided in the sky.
We were actually watching two planes right in front of us doing, the air show and watching them for quite a while.
The mid-air crash happened on the second day of the Gunfighter Skies Air Show.
We didn't actually see the collision happen, but we did see, the aftermath. We, of course, started looking at the road, and that's when we saw that big black plume of smoke behind us.
Officials say all four crew members involved in the crash ejected and were able to parachute to safety. First responders mounted a swift response to the fiery aftermath of the crash. The base went on lockdown after the incident. And according to the Mountain Home Police Department, the remainder of the air show was canceled. The Mountain Home Air Force Base gunfighters released a statement confirming emergency responders were on scene. According to the statement, an investigation is underway and more details will be released as they become available. I'm Reed Binion reporting.